Welcome back to the Green Fix, and tonight we feature our green warrior. Her name is Nzambi Matee. She has been recognized by the United Nations Environmental Program for being a champion, an Earth champion in 2020, as she successfully converted what we call plastics that is known to pollute the earth to building blocks and bricks, of course, and this is used to pave roads, pavements, and all that and much more. So if you want to know a bit about her and how she's created an entire industry from just one idea, and she started off all on her own, and now she has officially employed more than 40 people. So let's take a look at this particular story. It is quite an inspiring one, and of course I hope that you can also do something small in your own right to be able to fix this climatic problem that we have on a day-to-day basis that is known as climate change. Take a look. What if I told you that this paving block for the construction of roads and pavements is actually made from plastic? Don't believe me? Well, tonight's Green Warrior is going to convince you otherwise.
Hi, my name is Nzambi Matee, UNEP's Young Champion of the Earth winner, and this is Gjenge.
I'm still so fascinated, Nzambi, because this is incredible.
Thank you.
You're a whole UNEP Young Champion of the Earth.
Yes. Nyambie.
How's it
Karibu
going?
kwanza. Welcome.
Thank you for inviting us. Gjenge is absolutely incredible.
Yes.
I've got to see like a little bbit about what's happening behind the scenes, which by the way, we must show you guys. You need to see it, and even me, I need to do some work, you know. Nikoinda.
Yes, uko industrial area. Anyway, yes, so welcome to Gjenge.
Yes.
I think you know the meaning of Gjenge. We have Sharia to thank for the G, because they said there's so many Gjenges, so we had to be very creative. But anyway, needless to say, we officially started in 2019.
Yes.
And what drove us was, you and I know the plastic, not just plastic, but the waste scenario in Kenya and in Africa.
Absolutely.
And personally, for me, I thought, okay, fine, we might as well come up with the solution that is number one, practical, and then number two, affordable, and number three, it's necessity, like it's a need. Because how we've been dealing with waste and plastic waste, to be specific, it's very ornamental.
Right.
So maybe using to make vases or flower pots, there's nothing wrong with that. But for us to be able to tackle the waste, it has to be channeled to somewhere where it's a necessity. And so what's more needful other than food, shelter, and clothing?
Absolutely.
And so we decided, let's go for shelter. And our entry to the market was pavers, which we used to make roads.
Yeah, we love that. Now, Nzambi, you are someone who has been in this industry for like almost 5 years. Like you said, 2019 is when you started.
Yes.
Take me through the time from when you first started to now.
Okay, actually, we started operations in 2019.
Okay.
But research and development started in 2017.
Oh, wow.
So it took us about 2 years just to get the formula for the product, and then 2 years to get the whole process, because we started in 2017. Once I had the idea, I took a very dumb decision. Quit my job. In my other life, I used to be in oil and gas, in exploration. I quit my job there, and I was like, okay, I want to follow my dream, I want to follow my passion. Moved back to my mom's backyard and then started. It took me 9 months to make the first brick.
9 months?
9.
It took her 9 months, a whole baby.
Yeah, exactly.
To make
like
this.
It's a whole baby. It took me 9 months because it was, I would make it, I'll take to construction like sites, and then the fundis were like, no, change this, have this, and then I'll go back. So every 2 weeks I'll do the back and forth until 9 months I got the one which they were like, okay, fine, there's something here.
This is it.
Yeah, this looks something we can use. I was like, okay, good. Now that I had known how to make one, I was like, how do I make 1,000? Because you can't sell one brick. I was like, okay, fine, you need machines. I went to the internet, and I didn't find that which I wanted. So I was like, okay, fine. If I can't find it,
you make it.
Exactly.
You made the machines?
Every single one of it. So I was like, okay, fine. You might as well do it.
What? You built the machines from scratch?
Yes. Did the design, did everything.
And how long did the machines take?
Okay, so I've not done...
Fully completed.
To reach here, it has taken us years, and I went on like version 3.
Okay.
Let me say version 0, which was a prototype machine. It was very clunky. Oh my God, it was so bad.
Yeah.
But he got the job done.
Yeah.
So I made a very small production facility in my mom's backyard, did the prototype, did the testing, then made a few samples, and then I was like, good. I think I can make something out of it. So once I had the design, I had the product, I made what by then I thought was a good business model. Went to every single bank in Kenya. You name it.
And then?
Every single bank I walked in, and every manager said no.
Oh, no.
Every single bank. You mentioned it.
And how did you convince someone finally to trust in you?
So
to have faith in what you want to bring to the market?
So I went to, once the banks said no, of course now I understand why they say no, because it's a very high risk, especially at that stage. I went to hubs. Most hubs said, well, you're still in early stages, you can't do it. So what I did is I applied for an incubation program in the US, went there, and then while I was there, I was able to collaborate with the university. I was studying called Colorado University. So I did my first prototype, got the first project, did a lot of pitching. I remember I pitched to about 72 investors.
72 investors, they all said no?
Except 2.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It was,
You're really not giving up, huh? You were not giving up.
Trust me, when you get the first 3 no's, by 5 you kind of used to it. By 10, by the time you reach 70, you're used to rejection. So yeah, and literally the 2 were actually the last two. So I was like 70 no's, and then the last 2 are yes. And then when they said yes, I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, sure, let's try something.
Yeah. Right. So Nzambi, so now basically you've got your investment, right?
Yes.
You've got a bunch of money that now you can spend. When you first now decided to make like these many kilos or these many tons of this particular paving block, what happened? Who took a chance on you?
Oh, the early customers.
Yes.
Oh, those are my favorite. So now that we came back, we did the first machinery. I got the first team. I think Kim is somewhere here, so it was me and Kim.
Just 2 of you?
Yes, we
and
started
how
just
many
the 2
people
of us.
are you in this team?
Full time we're 23, part time 250.
Wait, 250 people. It just started off with one Nzambi and Tim.
Yeah, and Kim.
And then now they ended up having 250 people part time and 23?
23 on our production. So we have 3 segments. We have pre-processing, processing, and post-processing. Pre-processing is the collection of plastic. This is post-processing. So here we are 23, but in the whole value chain, 250.
Brilliant. So Nzambi, tell me, so the first customers, what was the reaction like?
Oh, so the first, like
were
for
they
me,
convinced?
Yes. Let me tell you. So the first person who actually paid for it, I'll never forget. It was a contractor, one of my true fan up to today. So he came and he was like, yeah, I've seen your product and I want to take a shot. He himself is a contractor.
Okay.
And so he was trying to pitch this to a project he was doing, but they were a bit skeptical. So he said, okay, fine. Let me do a small project, like a prototype sample. If it works, then you guys take it on board. And you need those people. They're called evangelists. You really need evangelists. So he came and was like, okay, fine. Can you get me, I think it was 3,000 pieces.
Wow.
It took us, right now, 3,000 takes us maybe 2-3 days to make.
Yeah.
Back then, 3,000 pieces took us almost 3 weeks. Just
so
to
for
make.
3 weeks you're making
Yeah, we were just making just pieces. Like, and then the girl would come and be like, I have deadlines. I'm like, just give us time. And we'll produce. And then eventually he did the sample. They loved it. And then he came back and was like, okay, fine, now I need 10,000 pieces. So that was another 2 months.
So you said that it actually takes you 2 to 3 days to make around 3,000 blocks now?
Yeah, we do roughly 5 to 1,000 a day.
5 to 1,000 a day. Amazing. So maybe you can take us through exactly the process of how the blocks are produced.
Sasa, come, let's go.
This is the plastic. This is the waste.
Yes. Hata ukiangalia na ukinusa, hii ni dump site. Hii hata takataka hii.
Smells?
Yes. You see, when people smell this, they're like, oh, this is trash. But when I smell this, I'm like, yes, this is it. Because this is a problem we want to solve.
And you've said it before, we're turning trash into cash.
Yes, exactly.
And also we're solving a huge problem, which is pollution, which is waste management.
Yeah, and also job creation.
And you're also creating jobs, which is brilliant.
Yes.
These are called green jobs.
Yes, they're called green jobs.
I've done my research. Anyway, so as you can see, this is the trash. So this is what is collected from the different waste disposal sites.
Yes.
And has it been sorted?
Yes. So right now we have 3 centers, one inside the dump site, Dandora dump site. We have another in Kibera and we have another in Grogon. So we have 3 sources of plastic. We have what you call the post-industrial. Post-industrial, we get it from factories. So your packaging industries, these are not much. These are about 10% of the waste. And then you have post-consumer. Now this is what we call post-consumer waste. And then we have what we call the automotive waste. So these are your bumpers, your car doors, your interiors, your dashboards, those, all that. That's what cumulatively we call post-consumer. So this particular one we get from the dump site, and because as you see we don't have much space here, but we have different centers, so they are collected and sorted there. So every month we process about 100 metric tons. So if you were to put, if you were to put the 100 metric tons, it will fill this like 2-3 times, this whole corridor. Amazing. So we do them in batches.
And then what happens there on that side? So
that end, that's the first step. Come and show you. We'll come this close, but right now they are being serviced. Okay, and so right now it's been serviced. Okay. But what we do here is we crush the plastic into small flakes.
Oh, so they're crushed. The plastic is crushed.
Yes, they are sorted and then further crushed so that they become flakes.
Interesting.
So that's the first step here. So this area, all of it, is what we call pre-processing.
Pre-processing?
Yes.
So the plastic is brought here, and then it's taken there and it's crushed.
Yes, and then here we do like the next level of sorting, because you know there are different types of plastics.
Yes, of course.
So we have to pre-process depending on the type.
Okay, sawa.
Yes.
So now when we go back into the factory, what happens next?
Before we go there, this is also our trash as production trash.
Yes, they had said it's like defected.
Yes.
It's not like...
these are what we call rejects.
Rejects,
yes. And the beauty about this is we reprocess again.
Look at that.
So we can reuse this again.
So imagine there's zero waste in this factory.
Yes.
Even the rejects are put back into the machines, and then you try and make now.
It's not we try and make.
You make. I love that.
Yes.
So they actually make from rejects. They decide now, you know what, we're not wasting anything. They put it back in the machine. You mix it back with sand, I'm guessing.
Yes.
And then now you get the blocks again.
Yeah, we don't do much reprocessing because the ratio is already there. We just crush and reprocess.
Amazing.
Yes.
So we go inside?
Yeah. So here, this is the first stage. So these are the flakes. As you can see, this is different colors, but same type.
Yeah.
So this is what we call, we do HDP, PP, LDP. So HDP are like this. You see this? This is HDP.
Oh, so these are the flakes.
Yes, these are the flakes. If you look very well, you'll see your yogurt containers.
Yeah, the bottles, paper.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So we do what you call...
What is this black?
That's like tanks.
Tanks.
Or back easy bottle tops, cups.
Yeah, okay.
So we process 3 types of plastics, HDP, LDP, and PP.
Okay.
So within the recycling industry, this is the least worthless plastic. Like this is a plastic that even the people who recycle to make other plastic products can't use this.
They can't use this.
So ideally speaking, this is what would end up in, like the recyclers will take and then throw it to the landfill. This cannot be used anymore according to them.
So this is what now is your gold.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a gold mine.
Yes, for us this is it, because we want to be able to utilize everything that comes from the value chain. And that is from the waste of other recyclers and also the waste from the environment. So here we mix with sand.
Okay.
And
I saw the sand on that side.
Yes. So we're drying it because you know there's nice sand, so we might as well use the sand too, because we need to remove the moisture.
So you mix this with sand?
Yes.
Okay.
Or waste glass.
Oh, waste glass as well.
Yes. So we can supplement or substitute the sand with waste glass.
Amazing.
Yes.
And then so I was being told earlier, then you put it in this bucket?
Yes, so we put it, right now we're doing it, we've done it manual, but right now as we speak, in the process of designing. Next time you come, we'll have a silo and it will be fully automated to go to there.
So it'll be faster, the process will actually end up being faster.
Yes.
More output.
Yeah, so that's what we're prototyping right now. So in the next few months, we'll come.
Love it.
So we put it here. This is called an extruder.
Yeah.
So as the name suggests, it extrudes. It extrudes meaning removing. So it mixes the plastic and the sand. And if you have color pigments, also add the color pigments there. And then together, it forms something like a ugali.
So like a mash.
Exactly.
It mashes.
It mashes the sand. So you see this concrete,
Yeah.
in material science, this we call Portland concrete.
This concrete?
Yes, this is Portland concrete because of the cement element. What you're making here is what you call polymer concrete.
Polymer concrete.
So what that means is you're replacing the cement element, which is a binder, with the plastic,
plastic,
which is a polymer.
Polymer,
exactly. So, and the beauty about this is using polymer in construction goes as old as time. Because that's how you see the Maasai people, they put grass in their manyatas.
Yes.
It's a polymer. It does the same thing.
And cow dung as well.
Yes.
Make a mixture.
Yes.
Okay, so you put it in there.
Yeah, and then it is,
And
it forms like a sort of ugali.
Yeah.
It's a bit hot, so I'll just use this. It's a bit dry.
Okay.
So this is a bit, it's a bit hot, so don't touch.
It's okay, Nzambi.
So depending on, okay, so let me give you a bit of history, physics. So in physics, impurities increase the melting point and they lower the boiling point.
Yes.
Now, when you mix plastic and sand together, the plastic acts as an impurity to sand and the sand acts as an impurity to plastic. So the melting point of plastic without sand is almost 120. The melting point of sand without plastic is almost 1,200 to 15,000.
Okay.
So what we do is when we mix this together, it comes to almost 450.
Oh.
So when it comes here, it's between 300 to 400 degrees centigrade. It's super hot.
Super hot,
Yes. So the idea is to be able to have the plastic in the right viscosity.
Okay.
So that when we weigh it, so depending on so we can make so many products with this composition. You can make tiles, slats for pigs.
Wow.
We also make slats for pigs, commercial pig farmers to sleep on, or cow farmers, because when they sleep on concrete, the cows get sick. So plastic is a good insulator. So it's
So
a
it has
good
multiple uses.
Yes, you can. Right now we're doing paver slats. In the agricultural farm, especially for making rose flowers, there's a trough we make for rose farming.
Okay, so now after this, I saw them
We
weighing
weigh,
it.
yeah. So different products have different weights.
Okay.
So that's what we do.
Okay.
The consistency and the homogeneous nature, that one is already covered by the ratio.
So then you come here,
when we
put
weigh,
it here, you weigh?
when you weigh, depending on the product, you come here. Now this is called a hydraulic press,
Yes.
and as the name suggests,
I was watching them actually, and it was pressing, right?
exactly. As the name suggests, it presses. Now this is called a mold. Right now we have the paver mold, but you can put a tile mold. You can put roofing tiles. Also, we also make roofing tiles. We can make slat mold, depending. What you do is just change the mold. So here it presses about 100 bars of pressure. So the idea is to compress it so tight it becomes dense.
Wow.
And that's among the secret sauce, because our product carries 2 to 7 times the load compared to concrete. And that's because when you compress it, it becomes dense. And it's able to hold more weight.
Okay, so in this, how many blocks are there? 1, 2,
So here, no. So this is the top mold. This is the one.
yeah, how many are there?
2. This mold will hold 8.
8. So at a time, you can make 8.
Yes.
And how long does it take?
So the whole process from there up to here, in 3 minutes you make 8 blocks.
Wow, so in 3 minutes, you can make 8 blocks.
Yes.
Okay.
So roughly
So now-
1 plus something.
Yeah, so now you've got the block.
Yes.
What do you do with it?
So when the plastic is formed,
Yeah.
it is formed into the shape of, in this context, block.
Like a rectangle.
Exactly. So we put it here in the water. This water is a
this
bit
is for
hot.
cooling.
Exactly. Now when it comes there, it's almost 100, 200 degrees centigrade.
hot.
So we put it here to cool. If you can touch the water, it's very hot. So
Yeah, it's become hot because obviously the blocks are hot.
Exactly. But even in construction, this is what called curing process.
Okay.
In a pour.
Yeah.
Becomes
And this
cold.
over here, by the way, is the defective material.
Yes,
Yeah, that
these are our rejects. Our rejects go back and then we crush them and bring them back. So when they come here, this is what's called overflow.
Okay.
So we now trim them here. We remove.
to one consistent size.
Exactly. So we trim now to
They
form
look
this.
like this then.
Exactly.
And then this is the perfect one.
Yeah. But now this is our version 3. So
Okay.
the version 4 that you're making now will be mwah.
Yeah?
Because the first version, we wanted to make a proof of concept of the product. Second version was hitting the specs from the Kenya Bureau of Standards. The third version was to get the performance and the specs right. And then now the fourth version will be aesthetics.
So it's going to actually look like a block itself.
Exactly, that's our goal.
Na
To
si
make
jua
it.
kali.
Yani unaangalia unaona hii ni import material.
Aish.
Export material.
Import material.
Yes.
Wow.
So after that, Sasa, this is now ready to go and be used. We have a site I can show you in action. But the moral of the story is, you see from that cooling bath
Yeah.
up to here,
Yeah.
it's my max like 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
The beauty beauty about this using polymer concrete is you can use it now. So from there to here is like
It's
3
ready to
minutes
use.
you can use.
Amazing.
Unlike concrete where you have like almost 24 hours for curing.
Thank you so much for watching. This is TV47 Green Fix, and stay tuned for more solutions in plastic waste.